Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. 4 years ago, we had an amazing interview about leadership. Today, we have a great comeback from a very inspiring guest who has excelled from the last interview. And he's going to tell us how he made it to his position right now and how you can balance your role as a leader in whichever space you are in life. And we're also going to touch on the importance of having a positive mindset. I hope you are excited about this guest. As usual, Tales of Yambo bring you all the best stories. I am Phil Yambo Makora, and this is the Tales of Yambo.
Hello everybody, my name is Nicolas M'Packo. I've been living here in Germany for already 18 years. I'm a husband and a proud dad of a son, 1 year old. Professionally, I'm a managing director for Fiskars, Germany. I've been here now for the second time, and I hope that my journey and what you will be hearing here, listening here in this interview will inspire you. And have fun, listen, and thank you.
So Nico, look at us 4 or 5 years later. I am super excited to have you back. As usual, it's a pleasure to have you back, and I know we are going to inspire a lot of viewers today. I hope you're feeling good. Thank you so much for being here.
I hope I will do. But I'm feeling really great, you know. Happy to be here for the second time.
Yes.
So it's a very humbling experience to be here again. And I really hope that, you know, my journey, you know, my message, what I want to say today can inspire, you know, everybody.
Oh. Yeah. Wonderful. So to our viewers, Nico is here for the second time. The first time we had a wonderful interview about leadership, and today he's going to tell us what happened from the last interview until now. I don't want to spoil the story. He's really done well for himself, and today we are looking to inspire each and every one of you. So Nico, what happened between the last interview and now? First, we start with your career-wise.
So career-wise, you know, it's been quite a journey. You know, honestly, you know, I think, you know, when we met the first time for the interview, it was 2019 or 2018.
2018.
I think 2018.
Before COVID.
Before COVID, you know, and that's the key word. COVID came.
Yeah.
You know, 2019, COVID came. You know, it was 2020.
2020.
That COVID came. So it might be 2019 that we did the first interview. So it's been really quite a difficult time, not only for me, but I think for everybody, because COVID was kind of, you know, an exceptional circumstance. Nobody knew exactly, you know, what to do, how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So also professionally, it was also the case also for the company I've been working for. So I think the outbreak really was March 2020. I remember, you know, at that time I wanted to celebrate my birthday because I was born the 21st of March, you know, and I knew that, okay, or at some point of time the border were closed. You know, I want to celebrate my birthday in France, and I was like, wow, that's quite that's huge.
Yeah.
You know. And then also, you know, from a professional standpoint, our company at that time, you know, we were like every other company. We were like, okay, what do we do now? You know, do we continue doing business as usual, or do we stop the production? Do we reduce things? So it was really difficult, and also the fact that, you know, at that time we were reshaping a bit our company globally, and we have been restructuring, you know, a couple of departments, and I've been, if I remember well, you know, when we did the interview, I was already senior manager for sales operations.
Yeah.
And I was starting, you know, to organize all the journey, because my organization back then, it was over 70 people across Europe, almost 15 countries. And I wanted, to go, to each location where I have, people reporting to my organization, to go there, to meet the people, so that they also have a face, not only like, a voice, but also meeting me personally, because I think the personal touch is something.
It makes a difference.
It makes a
Definitely
difference.
makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
And I had to cancel all the trips. I had to cancel all the trips, so it was quite difficult. But then, as human beings we are, we have been successful in going through the COVID, personally and professionally. And I would say the last couple of months, or like since end of last year, I did have the honor, because for me it's also an honor, to represent, the German sales unit for my company as a managing director. And this is the kind of position that is the people around you that acknowledge even more than yourself.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
For me, it was in the way, okay, I knew it was a big step, but looking in the eyes of my wife, looking in the eyes, of my siblings, my close friends, it was like, whoa, because they were like, wow, that's you. That's a huge step in your career.
That is a huge step. And especially for a person of color in this country.
Exactly.
We know we already have all these obstacles. The society tries to tell us we don't belong in such spaces.
Yeah.
And it's good that you're here on this platform, because I want to encourage anybody out there that it is possible to get into these spaces. And people sometimes have this challenge of believing that they deserve these spaces. So how did you get the promotion? I'm sure you went for it. I'm sure you worked hard for it. But I just want somebody else to when they listen and they think, okay, if Nico believed in himself so much and got into this space, so can I. Because some of us, many people know they're talented, but this strength, this courage to go and ask or to shine and to tell people I can do it, sometimes it's not there.
Yeah. Basically, and that's a good part of it. We need always to work for the next step, even without knowing what the next step is. So I didn't apply for the MD position, and that's the good part of it, because the way I see or I embody my career is always like, you need to have a vision, but to attain that vision, you need to have a strategy. To attain that strategy, you need a plan. And the first thing is always to have a plan and some goals. Not like big goals like, okay, what are we doing in 5 years? 5 years is quite a long time.
Yes.
I mean, in 5 years, if you go backwards, in 5 years we have COVID, we have inflation, we have energy crisis, we have the Russian war. So 5 is quite long. I think it's more important to have like small goals that you can attain and that you can really track. So personally, I think I've always been the kind of person that oversee a lot of different tasks, a lot of different I would say projects. But more importantly, I always, and that's something maybe my sisters, my friends, Isa, Sandra, Paulin, they might confirm also later. The thing is always, of going to the people, because as a senior manager sales operation, of course, I already had like a huge, organization, European wide, but also internally, in the German office, I've always been the guy, when I show up at work, I go and I greet everybody. That's something, it might sound like, okay, it's a silly thing, but it's something, that people appreciate.
Yeah.
People want to be acknowledged. People want to be considered. Even though you are not their line manager, but they feel like, oh, every time when he comes, he
says
goes,
hi.
He says hi to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, that's one silly small thing, but that people remember.
Yeah.
You know, because it gives also the sense of you care about them. And it's not something that, you know, I told myself I would do, or I tell every day myself I will do. I do it genuinely, naturally, because that's part of, for me, that's part of being, you know, a good co-worker. Not only being a good leader, but to be a good co-worker. It means, you know, you go to everybody, you ask how you doing, you know, how it's like, how your kids, you know, your pets, what are you working now on, and so on. So that's one thing. You know, second thing is like, also, you know, joining those conversations with the people. You know, it might not be, you know, your area of expertise, but, you know, they feel like, okay, he might, you know, either say, okay, yes, go for it, or challenge me, or support me in what I want to do. You know, and being this kind of person, you know, I work for a Finnish company, you know, and I know we sometimes make the joke that, you know, even though people in the Nordics are always, you know, assessed like, you know, they are the one having, I think there's like a score, you know, internationally, like where we live the best or something like that, where it's the best quality of life.
The best quality of life.
You know, it's always Finland.
Finland, sure.
You know, but, you know, when I joined, like, when I joined, you know, a conference call, for example, you know, and it's sometimes funny because when I joined the call, I'm always like, hey guys, you know, so I'm, you know, these typical, you know, African South people, you know, we're always very outspoken, very expressive, you know, and you bring joy. Yes. You know, because you never know what people are experiencing in their life.
That's true.
You know, and they even don't know what you are also experiencing in your life. You know, I'm not having, you know, a bad day, a bad night. You know, I'm also not feeling well. You know, but I feel like, you know, it's always important, you know, to have a smile, you know, to talk to people, you know, to bring joy. You know, because when I bring joy to people, it brings me also joy back. Yeah, that's true. So being present, trying to show, hey, I am here, not staying at a corner, and trying to, you know, being noticed and showing people I am capable of doing it. Yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but this is the only way you're going to get into those spaces. Try to get yourself noticed, try to get people, because you're brilliant. We are brilliant. We know we are. It's just that sometimes we are not given the chances. And that's the point, you know, Philly. You know, one thing, you know, not in my current company, in the former one, there was a guy came from Togo, you know, and he had a hard time, you know, to, I would say, you know, to integrate, you know, the culture of the company, you know, and once, you know, I told him that, you know what, when we have, you know, lunch break, don't go and just, you know, call your sibling, your wife, you know, everybody else, and then you come back at your workplace. Go and share lunch
with your colleagues.
Go share, you know, your stories, you know, what you did, you know, yesterday, what you did, you know, in the weekend. You know, the point is, you know, I would say as a black person, you need to come to a point where your colleagues, you know, don't see the skin of your collar anymore. They just see a good colleague. They just see a person that cares about them. You know, so it's not like, okay, oh, that's the black guy. No. They say, oh, that's my colleague. Oh, that's the one. He remembers even the name of my pets. Oh. You know, that's the thing, you know, because
that's true.
Like, you know, where we come from, you know, you don't, some have, but many people, you know, don't have pets. It's really like, okay, you might have 2-3 dogs, one, you know,
for cat, security, and they sleep outside.
And they sleep outside. You know, so we don't have that culture. You know, I've been, you know, blessed enough, you know, to raise in a culture where, you know, we had pets, not like, you know, dogs outside, or we had really pets. So it also, you know, benefits me, you know, to integrate a bit better or smoother, in the German culture, because you one thing I really have to share. You will never be able to succeed in a foreign country, not only Germany, in a foreign country, if you don't embody and embrace the culture of that country. And it starts with language. It starts with the way people behave, the way people take things and so on. So you really need to. It doesn't mean that you will.
You don't forget your identity.
You don't forget
you're
your
just
identity.
Incorporating it into yours.
Exactly. That's important, because if you, and like now coming back to the professional career, if privately and personally, when you come out from your home, you have your neighbor, you say hi. Even the one that didn't want to say hi, has to say hi back.
True.
Because it's like, because you say that silly, it's just the two of you on the street, you say hi, and the person, okay, what that person has to say also hi back.
Yeah.
And then you feel that, oh, maybe he speaks German. I didn't know because I never talked to him. And then, the second time, hi, how are you doing? I'm doing well. What about you? Oh, you know what, today, bit difficult, but tomorrow will be better. And then you start the conversation. Next day, trust me,
they'll say hi.
They will
They'll
say
reach
hi.
out.
They will ask. They will reach out. If you have even an issue, they will be the first one to support you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You need to embrace the culture. You need, to understand that if I want, because it's always start with what is the level of willingness that you have to succeed. Because if it's just like, okay, I want to succeed, but you don't want to put the work behind, you will never succeed.
Yes.
Never. I don't know any person, any woman, any man that's been successful, in her or in his life, that didn't put the work behind it.
That's true.
You need to put the work, not only the hard one, but also the smart one.
Yeah.
Working hard is, I would say, is the basics.
The basics.
But working smart is even better. You know what I mean? Because, it's like, I told you last time, when people say, okay, you need to believe in you. Yeah, everybody can believe in you.
Yeah, it's not easy. So go home and believe in yourself.
Go home, believe in you, everything will be fine. No, then you will go home, you will believe in yourself strongly, you even close your eyes. I believe
and
myself.
nothing happens.
But when you open your eyes, you even have more issues and more problems than before you close your eyes.
Yes.
So the point is, believe yourself, is a mindset. But, you need to put the hard and the smart work behind it, setting the goals that you want, to achieve.
Yes.
Having a vision. Because, without vision, you will never know that, I'm already, putting the stone, to come to where I want to be. So you need vision, strategy, plan, small goals, but more importantly, especially as a foreigner, in the country, to embrace the culture.
Yeah. Oh, that's very important. So you're playing different roles. At work, you have a lot of responsibility. Yeah. Of course, you have your family, you have your projects, you have all other things that are happening at the same time. Yeah. And we know we cannot have it all. We know it is not easy to play all these different roles. And in the background, we also have our families back in Africa that somehow this is an issue that many Africans face. How do you manage to have a positive mindset? Because we know such things can be overwhelming sometimes, that it affects our workplace, it affects our relationships with our friends, our partners, our colleagues. How do you make sure you always have a positive mindset? Because it's not easy to put everything in one basket.
Yeah. I mean, first thing first, everything that I do, everything that I start, privately, professionally, is always key to have a support system. Always. We never, I mean, look, I was talking, to Isa this morning, like, when I've heard for the first time Michelle Obama speaking, I was like, now I know why her man became president, the first black president of the United States. Because she's so eloquent, she's so straight to the point. You feel like, wow, that lady, I understand, why, her man was, the first black
And actually,
president.
she was the one who even encouraged him to run for senator.
Exactly,
Yes.
So it starts always, with your support system, and when I talk about support system, it starts, with your partner, and I've been blessed, to have the partner that I have, Amy. She completes me, because I can be quite straight, and she's very dynamic. I can be like, okay, we need to do this, and she's more flexible. I can be very tough, and she's more smooth. And you need, this partner, in your life, in order, to not only keep your focus on the things that really matter, but also, to challenge you, but also to support you when needed.
Yes.
And having, this kind of partner, brings you always, to keep things, straight, in focus, especially when it comes also to the family. Because sometimes, it might be that she knows, okay, going back, for example, when it comes to, supporting our families in Africa, she might even support me, I don't even know.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's it's like, because maybe, your relative already know, okay, you might be already going to kind of financial, difficulties, or you have a lot of, bills to pay, and then your wife, without even you knowing, or without even you noticing, she already helped, the family back in Africa, and that's really good. When it comes also, to projects, when it comes to even having some advice, then also, I also blessed, to, I don't have like a huge support system, but I have a couple of key persons in my life, apart from my wife. I have my older sister, Isabelle. What she brings for me, she's, apart from my wife, she's one of the person, and also Paulin, that challenged me the most. And why I'm saying that, because, they have the gut to challenge me. So they don't fear that, okay, I can challenge back. Because I can be good at, challenge back.
I can imagine.
I can be good at it,
I can
so
imagine.
You need to be quite prepared, with the argumentation that you come with. Because I can push back, quite smart, and then, at the end, I didn't get the point, But having those people that, challenge you in any kind part of the life, it helps you really to be like, oh, okay, I might push back, but I got the point. And that's even more important. Because you need also to accept also the feedback, the challenges. You can't be always the one telling other people.
That's true.
That's true. A good challenger should also accept that, you receive also, the challenge back, on them. And that's really important. So,
my name is Isabelle M'Packo. I'm a proud mother of 2 young adults, Nico's sisters. I have 20 years experience in sales, leading teams with different cultural backgrounds. I bring communication skills and cultural understanding at my work. What amazes me about my brother is determination and strength. I mean, he's facing so many challenges every day, but he has this strength to stay focused and determined. I can't say many things about my brother, about Nico, but I try to stay focused myself. We have 8 years of gap. I'm his older sister, but we came to a point today in my life is someone who inspires me a lot, and not myself. as I say, I'm the mother of 2 young adults, and Nico is for them the model. The models because he came here in Germany. I had a 2-year-old son, and my daughter was 6 months, and he always be there for them. He gave my children the message that instead of focus on your problem because you are not German, you're being born here, but you're not German by your skin color, but you can face every challenge. Your color is not a problem. And that's the message that my kids needed here. So Nico is someone who is very determined, but he also had this capacity to, when it's time to take some decisions, to separate the reason from the emotions. And this ability is quite very important by facing some challenges like he does. He talked further about support system, and that's why it's also very important for me, and that's also why I am a part of this support system, because it's so rational. And I am this part of his emotional intelligence. Sometimes, by facing some challenges, we can have per telephone some conversation, and I am the one who help him and to see some things perhaps he doesn't see because it's very rational, and that is my part in his support system. Yes. When I'm looking for support system, there are some qualities that are very important for me. I'm looking for people who are very open-minded, people with open-mindedness, people who show respect to each other, people who are very collaborative, and people with humility, because humble people are always seeking to be better, and they are also capable to show their own limitation and are focused on self-growth. That's the people I have around me. I have Nico, I have Paulin, I have my little sister, Sandra, some people, and I got my own kids, because I learn a lot too from my young adults, kids. Yes. What amazed me most about my brother's journey is his determination and strength. Despite facing challenges every day, he stayed focused on his goals, on his vision, showing an incredible resilience. He is very consistent and unafraid to make decisions when needed. What inspires me about him, it is his ability to separate emotions from reason in often very, very difficult situations when only clarity of mind can save things. I'm proud of you, we're all proud of you, but you should be proud of yourself. Because I saw you, we saw you, I saw you struggling, I saw you facing so many challenges, but you always stay so focused and determined. So you should be proud of yourself.
So for Africa also, one thing that also support me the most, one of my younger sister, even the one close to me, she's also now a doctor. And I like her journey. I like her journey because fun story. First time when she started working, she got her first salary, and she called like, they cut half of my salary.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
How can it be? And she was really upset. Like, how come, they
Especially
cut by
if you're
half?
single, no kids,
Yes.
they cut it all.
They cut it all. And she was like, is it also the same for you? I said, what you imagine? Of course, it's also the same for me. Back then, yeah, it was also the same, it was really funny, but I like the fact that she came here, she studied medicine, and she started working, and she helped me also to support also the family.
Hi, I'm Sandra. I'm Nico's sister. I arrived in Germany at 18 years old, and I started studying medicine. I'm now a medical doctor working around Frankfurt at the moment. Nico and I are around 7 years apart, so he's not only a big brother, but he's a big brother to me, and he's very straightforward. So I might be also hardworking, but he inspired me to go straight to the point and be really limitless. So sometimes I appear to have everything figured out, but he knows, and when I talk to him, he knows that I have sometimes where I think less of myself, and that looking after what he achieved and what he's achieving right now, and the difficulties he had to go through, even at the moment, and while having to go through those, being able to achieve these, inspired me to not to look away from the difficulties, but to be really straightforward, like to stay focused on the goal that I want to achieve, and be limitless. I could not understand more the difficulties we go through. I was born in Africa, Cameroon, and there's this stigma around being a lunatic or something like that when you are feeling low, or when you're not smiling all the time, or when you're not achieving goals, the goals the family is awaiting from you to achieve and very fast. It's really it's a taboo to say, I want to be in the dark for 3 days. I don't want to do anything. I feel really low, and even our parents, the person who are very next to us, cannot even most of the time comprehend. But I must say, we were born in a very understanding family. Especially my mom is not the theme. It's not the theme right now. But I really, and through my studies, I encountered lots of times very bright people, very bright personalities, achieving people who were at their lowest, and you can look at the blood samples, everything is perfect, everything 100% good, but there is something missing in their lives. And it's not about money, it's not about, most of the time it's about the situation, just the situation. And I really get that, and I will also encourage our brothers and sisters coming from Cameroon, because it's a very big load, like very big load we have on our shoulders, and to seek help, to go to therapy. I know, and you don't have to tell your friends that you're going to therapy. You don't have to showcase it in a novel or something. You don't have to go to a camera or tell everyone in your family that you're doing it. But it's for yourself. If you don't believe in the fact that someone else can help you going through this, it will be very difficult to get help. But if you believe in the fact that I can go through this and I need help, and someone can take my hand and walk me through those difficult parts, because the load is very, very high. So the achievements we're trying to get to are the stakes are high, because we come from another country. We have gone through the visa process, which was very, very stressful. We have gone through not being accepted in in a school. It could be medical school or some other school. They check the grades and then they say, okay, you cannot get in, and then you get in, and then it's also difficult at the university because you don't speak the language very good. And even when you speak the language very good, then there is this and other. There could be mathematics, which is difficult, physics, which is difficult for you, or biology classes, and you don't get anyone to learn with, and the groups are already built. It's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle, and then you get out of med school, of any other school, and then you get a job. At the job is difficult because they don't understand you, or you cannot come. And there's also the fact that you think that you are behind, that you have some of you have some of a history, because we African, we have in our minds that we cannot achieve something. So it's also the story you tell to yourself. It's really the story you tell to yourself, which is very important. And to get out of that, you need help. It's like a disease, but the disease of your mind. And it's really important to get help, because it can get you stuck for long at some place, and you're trying to get out, but you don't know how to get out. So I'm really a big believer as a medical doctor in neurology, and I've been working in the psychiatric field for 1.5 years. I'm really a believer that your mind makes you do everything you want to achieve. Really, it makes you do a very difficult diet, makes you lose weight after pregnancy very fast. I did, and in a healthy way, and it makes you achieve goals. I had very hard time ending my medical studies, but I did. I had hard times changing my job and changing my mindset, and the mind makes you do everything. So work on your mind, seek help, and seek help also from your support system. It's very important. They're there for you. There's no shame being at a low point. There's no shame asking for help. It's actually a shame not to ask for help. Your family is then waiting for you, your friends are there, and they always also may be struggling, so you guys can go through it together. Yeah. My message to Nico is that I will still be able to look through what he's achieving. It's not only that I wish him the best, that naturally, but also I want to be able to keep looking at him and envision my life through him, and that he keeps inspiring us. And then I wish him all the best, as I said.
She studied medicine, and she started working, and she helped me also to support also the family, because back then it was quite difficult. You remember the first interview?
Yes.
It was like it's really hard, because you have your sisters, you have your parents, you have also other team members that you want to support. But it's not easy. But I will finish that segment by saying it's also important to set some boundaries when it comes to support.
And it's good that you've mentioned the support system, because that's one thing that I also want to address today, especially for the role of the African man.
Yeah.
Generally, in our culture, we're taught to be tough, to be strong. But the men, there is more pressure for the man to be tough, to be strong, to excel 100% in any role that he plays. So we have this African man who's here in Germany with this mindset. I have to excel, I have to be strong, I have to give my all every time, I have to be okay every time. However, according to statistics, depression is more prevalent in men. Cases of suicide are more prevalent in men. Mental health issues are more prevalent in men. And I think this is mainly because I'm only speaking for our African community. Mental health is not really given that importance. People have started talking about it, but I still think much more can be done, especially for the African man here, who is carrying a lot of weight on the shoulder.
For sure.
And because it is still a taboo, a man finds it more difficult to ask for help or to tell people, I'm not okay. they have to always bring out this facade. I am strong. I can do anything I put my hands to. So I'm asking you as an African man, do you have those moments where for you you're like, I'm not doing okay, I'm going to ask for help from my support system, or are you the person who'll be like, no, I am Nico, I'm strong, I can do anything I put my head into?
You are never strong enough until you feel that you are not that strong. Because, you know, you need it in terms of, you know, that's how we have been raised, you know, in Africa. You know, you are the man. You know, it's almost like you cannot fail. Failure is something that should never be in your vocabulary. But, you know, if you look now the stories of not only men, but many people, you know, that have been successful in their life, you know, they will always tell you, you know, failure has always been part of their success. You know, we all know, you know, that very famous actor, Denzel Washington. He said, you know, fail 7 times, you know, and then I think it was wake up or raise up 8. You know, failure, you know, is part. Michael Jordan, like, you know, do you know how many, you know, how many times, you know, I failed by shooting? But look at me now, I have 6 rings.
Yeah.
You know, so it's normal. It's normal, you know, to fail. And this is where, in my opinion, your support system is activated. 2 things. One thing, either you accept that, okay, I'm not doing well, and you go to them, your wife, your partner, your friends, or, and that's when your support system is really great. They already notice that you're not doing good. They will, I mean, if I call Paulin, in the first 2-3 words, we know, my friend, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me. Even if they say, no, they know what's going on. I know you. Same, you know, with Isa. If she sees me, she says, Nico, tell me what's going on. Am I, you know, trying to fake it, or no, stop, tell me. So the support system, especially when it comes, you know, to African men, let's put it like this, African or black men, it's really important. It's key.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, Paulin Nana is my name. I'm happy to be here. I'm Nico's friend and I work as a director client success management for entity GDC in Frankfurt. What is about Nico's journey what inspired me a lot? There's a lot of keywords said before from Nico and from you, like commitment, consistency, plan, and so on. And I always take words from personality like Denzel Washington saying that without commitment, you will not start, but most importantly, without consistency, you will not finish. So this is, for us, this is really important. I say for us because Nico's journey is, I would say, also a part of my journey. So because we are talking a lot, we are inspiring each other. And this is important to have this kind of support system around you. And most important, to recognize that you are a human being, not complete, so that you need some advice, some people around you to make your path a little bit easier, and probably also to open your eyes in some kind of topic where you are not really the best on it. So what inspired me a lot of on Nico's journey is this word like commitment, because he's really straightforward. He he also doing exactly what he said, and this is important. This integrity also is important for our friendship. And the other thing is that Nico is, he already said that also, he's really stoop bound, and it's sometimes difficult for having an idea coming through with Nico. So you have to be also a person who can also bring yourself out to get into this friendship with Nico, which is really good because, like I said, human being, we are not complete, and if you recognize at the beginning that you need this kind of people around you, then you will succeed. Yeah, well, Nico spoke about mental health and the fact that African men are struggling a lot, to recognize that they are not okay. I would say this is not, I won't speak about only African men, because I would say that having a wife and 3 daughters, this is, we have to know that our women are having a lot to carry out all the time, and the person who are not willing really sometimes to speak about what he's suffering with is most of the time the woman. I mean, we as men, we have the most of the time friends with who we are speaking, and we express ourselves easier, I will say, to our friend that women. Women have a lot of, most of the time, more friends around, but it is sometimes difficult for them to express themselves to this person. Yes, mentality health is important, really important, and most importantly, the silence suffer because people can keep things inside, and not expressing that can be at the end really a bad thing. So I agree. I couldn't agree more about what he said, and I can just encourage everyone to express himself, talk with someone. This is not. It not have to be your friend or your husband or wife. It could be a stranger, and at the end, you will feel probably better. Yeah. Oh, yes. At the end, I will give a message to Nico. Keep going. We are together. We have a lot to do. You said that we are not talking about plan for 5 years, 10 years plan. We both really look always after the next day, what we are going to do in the next coming months, in the next coming year, and we have a plan, and we will achieve this plan. Someone said to us today that you guys are already where you wanted to be. No, not at all. We are still on the way. Sky is not the limit, like you said, Philly and Nico, and yeah. So maybe we will see next year speaking about our project we have at the moment. Stay tuned.
Really important. It's key.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we feel like we carry, all the burden. We don't want to express it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if a man cry, then, what kind of man, can cry?
Exactly.
No, I mean, there are situations,
Yeah.
you will cry.
Yes, that's
Sometimes
true.
it's even good to cry, because then, it's just, ease yourself.
Yes.
That, okay, now I cry,
Yeah.
and, maybe I feel much better. So it's that pressure that we have, we need, to understand that, we don't need, to always, meet all the pressure that the society has put, on our shoulders.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Second thing, mental health is an issue, guys.
It is.
I'm talking to you. Mental health is an issue. That's not something, for white people, for yellow people, for whatsoever race. It's also for black and also for African people. Mental health is an issue. We should not be afraid to seek for help. Seeking for help means that, you already identify you have an issue. You already accept that you have a problem. And you already accept that you won't be able, to come out from this issue or this difficult situation alone. You might need help from your support system, but you must also be needing help from a professional in that matter, a psychologist or whosoever. That's not only something, for other people. No, it's also for us. Mental health is an issue, and the more we will accept that, the more you will see that, many people are also doing better. Because right now, I don't know what are the statistics, with suicide, but it's a lot. Sometimes because, people are, okay, before I go and I start express, myself, start, expressing that I'm not doing okay, I prefer, to carry until, I feel like, okay, you know what, I don't want to live anymore. Then, I take something, to keep myself. You don't need to go that far.
Yeah.
You can just seek for help.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be okay sometimes.
Yeah, it is okay. And it doesn't make you a weaker human being. It
No.
doesn't make you less worthy. That's why we see some weird characters, right? some funny characters, really. But it's because there's something that has not been dealt with. And every human being goes through stuff. Just because you're not doing okay right now, it doesn't mean that now you're different. All of us go through stuff that we need to go through and go back to it and work on it. So don't be scared not to be okay, especially for those African men outside there trying to play strong, but in the end, they damage themselves and they damage their relationships around them because they have issues they've not worked on and they're now projecting that on other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the thing, because then, you can project, to your partner, to your kids, to your friends, to your colleagues. And, I would prefer, to go to my support system. I would prefer, to seek for professional, help and support.
Yeah.
Then, start, projecting, all my issues, then, to my close people. I mean, again, Barack and Michelle Obama, I was first time shocked when I heard that, they went for therapy a couple of times. Yes.
Yeah, that's normal.
And that's normal.
That's normal.
So if those people in those spheres, they sometimes even in their relationship, in their marriage, they sometimes or they realize, what, we need professional support here.
Yeah.
And they did it.
Yeah.
So why we African men, why can't we also do the same?
Yes.
Why? And that's not only for the African men, also, for the black women, the black men, we need, to start, moving from this education. I'm not saying that's bad. It's really good, the way, we are educated, in Africa. But moving to, okay, sometimes it's okay to not be okay, and sometimes it's also, you know, fine to go and seek support somewhere. It doesn't
That's
make
true.
you weaker.
Yes.
In my opinion, it even make you stronger.
Yeah.
Because when you accept that I have an issue and I'm ready to work on that issue, and I'm ready, you know, to take whatever, you know, it's required for me to solve that issue, it makes you stronger, not weaker.
Yes. Yeah. So what I'm learning from you, Nika, today is, first of all, we have to make ourselves noticeable by doing those small steps, making small short-term goals and working hard towards it, embracing the culture, trying to integrate. We have to put in the work and also take care of our mental health, because it doesn't matter whether you're the president or the king. If you're sick in the head, there's nothing else that matters.
Exactly.
But there's really nothing else that matters. So what are your plans 5 years to come?
The next 5 years?
Yes.
I mean, like I told you know in the beginning, I can tell you that I have professionally and also project-wise quite a lot of projects. You know, I have with Paulin, for example, you know, with Paulin and some other friends, we are creating a company. I won't give you the details now. It's quite exciting.
You'll say it in the third interview on the Tales of Yambo, yes?
So I'm inviting the third interview.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's good.
But which gives you pressure? We want this company done by the third interview.
Oh, trust me, it will be already created at that time. You know. I'm also running, you know, with Isa and Pauline, also another project that you know. So that's for me. The next 5 years, you know, it will be full of, you know, different professional projects, different inspirational projects.
Yeah.
What I want really to do, it's always, you know, to do things that can inspire other people. You know, that can inspire and motivate and engage every person, not only Black people, but every person, that things are doable. You know, you just need, you know, to put the hard, but even better, the smart work behind it.
Yeah.
You need to stay consistent in what you do.
Yes.
Not like, okay, I do this, and then tomorrow I do that, and then next thing, like if in the third interview, I come and I tell you that, okay, now I'm a photographer. Could also be because
it's possible.
maybe I just discover, you know, or I just discover, like, you know, a talent in myself that I didn't know over 40 years now.
Yeah.
But, you know, you need to be consistent, you know, and you need to identify what you are good at.
Yes.
You know, if you are good in leadership, then continue your path, you know, in leadership. If you are good, you know, at doing events, you know, then do that. If you are good, you know, at moderating, you know, platform and interviewing, you know, people, then, you know, just continuing that path, you know. The best thing that can happen to anybody is that to do something not only that you are good at, but that you really like doing.
And
you know?
try to improve.
And always trying to improve.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing, because you will never, ever, you know, be successful in life. You know, that's my personal opinion. I don't even see myself now as a successful person, because I have so much still to do. You know, when we were before the interview, Sandra, she asked Paulin that, yeah, but you both, you're already successful people, and we said no, we are not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Sky is no limit.
Sky is even not the limit. Not yet. So a lot to come, you know, until, you know, the next 5 years.
Yeah.
For sure, it will be very inspirational, very motivational, very engaging, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, the better is still to come.
Oh, okay. Before I ask you to talk to our viewers, you've spoken a lot about your support system, and you've said great things about your lovely wife. She couldn't join us for this interview today, which was really looking forward to, but she has a message for the audience about you.
Oh, wow. For the audience
for
about
the audience about you, which I'm going to read.
Now I'm curious.
So she said, Nico in everyday life is a wonderful husband and father. He is loving and has a great sense of family. He treats people as he would like to be treated, which I think is one of the reasons he earned the position as General Director of Fiskars Germany. Also, he has a sense of well-done job. He will put a lot of energy into everything he does. I always wondering, but that's Nico. He's really has this leadership vibe in his everyday life. I'm really proud of this man and I thank God for his life. I hope you're wiping your tears, yeah. As I always said to him, he's the definition of Black excellence. Since we married, I'm another person. I feel more confident and I become more mature. I also try to be the best every day so he could also be proud of me. And then, when he says something that will happen, he says, that means that the way you say it, like when you say something, it has to be done, yeah?
Oh yes, that's it.
So she says, it annoys me sometimes, but I admit he always sees farther than I do. When he says, don't do this, don't do that, sometimes it annoys me, but in the end, he's seen farther. Because most of the time, he has already seen the problems that could arise from it. So I see so much love in this message. Did you know that she was sending me this message?
No.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know. Honestly, that's very humbling.
Yes,
That's very humbling.
that is Nico in the eyes of his wonderful wife. And that's really, really amazing. Hopefully next time she will be the one seated over here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you know, like I said also, she's she completes me. You know, because she's right. You know, I'm
is
kind
so
of
sweet.
like, you know, I'm quite straight. I'm like, okay, let's just, you know,
Yes.
sort out the things, you know. And like I said, no, I'm more like this, and she's more like that.
Yeah, and you
know,
complement each other well.
Exactly, and
Yes.
that's the thing, you know, and we need that, you know, we need that because sometimes, you know, I need really her kindness and smooth, you know, way of approaching things.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, she needs like, you know, my very straightforward way, you know, to approach things. So that's just, you know, a blessing. I wish that for everybody.
Oh, yes.
You know, and
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take it home for us. Talk to the audience. What advice would you give him in terms of leadership and taking care of their mindset and following their goals?
Yeah.
Take it home.
So I would say that, you know, to everybody, you know, I don't care, you know, what race or where you come from, whatsoever. Everybody, you know, it's important to always, you know, have a vision, you know, of what you want to achieve in your life, you know, and you don't need to, you don't need a huge or fancy vision, but something that, you know, you really like, you know, to achieve, you know. When you have that vision, you know, have a plan. It's always important to have a plan. I think personally, you will never succeed if you don't have a plan, you know, and be ready, you know, to fail. Because, you know, even for myself, when I look in my career, you know, trust me, I have a lot of interviews that I also failed, that I didn't get the job, you know, but, you know, it's always, you know, how you take every failure, you know, to turn it, you know, to a part of your success, you know, or, you know, to turn it in a learning experience. What did I do, you know, in the past interview that, you know, I didn't do well, you know? I will take it, you know, trying to improve it, and then, you know, having a learning curve. Set some goals, not like, you know, goals for 10, 15, 20 years. Set some, might be even daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, but set some goals so that, you know, at the end of each year, at least, that you feel like, okay, I achieved something, you know, the past 12 months, always. But it's important, you know, to really take care of your mental health. You know, nowadays, you know, we take care of more and more, you know, on our physical health, but the mental health is becoming more and more an issue. You know, we see that in some athletes, very famous athletes, you know, dealing with mental health. It's not taboo. It's okay. sometimes to not be okay. Have around you, the people, that can support you, that can challenge you, that can, help you, but more importantly, that can know at what time, you are not doing well, and then they will be there for you. You don't need, 15, 20, hundreds, friends. You might need even 2 or 3, but the good ones, the ones, that, feel with you, they carry your burden with you. They go with you, they support you, they challenge you. That support system, starting from your partner, from your siblings, your friends, it's really key, because you will never be able, to achieve everything or anything alone. That's important. That's really, really important. So keep working, not only hard, but also smart. Identify what you like the most, passionate about it, and I'm pretty sure that it will never be easy, but you'll be there, and I will be there with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nico.
And
as usual, a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And thank you for bringing your support system with you today. It was so much fun doing it and meeting the people behind your success. And that's a really powerful story that you're giving us. You can't walk alone. Now, before we finish, a few words. What do you do for fun apart from being the top manager?
I like traveling,
Yes.
especially with my wife.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes I need to take hundreds of pictures.
Yes.
I like doing events. You know. I like what do I like? Traveling, quality family time as well.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, really. I mean, having some time with my wife, my son, my siblings, my brother family. That's the best. Because at the end of the day, for who are we doing all of this?
Yes.
It's for our kids, for our family. So yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, there you have it, viewers. Today we've learned once again what it entails to be a leader. First, you have to show up, you have to work hard, you have to take care of your mental health, and the most important lesson that we learned today, you can't do it alone.
Definitely
You
not.
need your support system, you need those people who hold you, because it's okay not to be okay. Until next time, I am Isabelle M'Packo, and this is the Tales of Yambo.